Hello, and welcome to the penultimate episode of Last Horizon, Coriolis game. And before the crew lapsed, came to a ship, a market ship, the Ganj-i-Sawai, and expecting some rest, relaxation, and recuperation, pretty much found the opposite with Ghosts of the Past, as well as real-life specters haunted them and plagued them, leading to the ship basically being possessed and taking the thousands of people on the ship, the small merchant armada with it, as well as the crew of the Possibility, into a blind jump. While narrowly, the crew, very luckily, thanks to the icons, maybe, was able to find their stasis pods and get in them and prepared before the ship hit the portal. Probably more than the rest of the ship, the rest of the Ganj-i-Sawai denizens got. While at the same time, our captain and preacher Eliab encountered a familiar face, but a different face, in the body of their fallen AI, Zoe, with a similar face, but older appearance. And this appeared to be a prophet of the nameless, possibly. And this person was responsible for dragging the ship into the portal and being protected by this entity. Eliab is able to see what happens when a person goes through a portal conscious and not in stasis. And before we actually get back to that, I'd like to check in with our players and see how they're doing, as well as see how their characters are doing in this second blind job I put them through. These poor people. We'll start off with the cleric. How are you doing?
I'm terrified at the moment because Mecca just gifted 5 subs. Colin sent in 5 subs. The events they're going to be falling in all over the place, and I am absolutely terrified. But thank you so much for the subs. Thanks, Mecca. I'll get you back. Colin, you know I'm coming for you. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of the Board. I play Dahlia, who is being haunted currently by her wife. As the player has her suspicions, but Dahlia is fully believes that Nadia has come to warn her and protect her, and that doesn't bode well for poor Niles or Eliab, seeing as how she's been warned against them.
Oh, you're muted, Sean.
There we go. And our pilot, Marco. Cole, how are you doing?
Oh, not bad, Sean. I see you got the evil cat ears out again. Representing our feline friends on the Possibility. And I didn't know they were this dastardly, but now I know. I'm doing good. I'm Colin at Colonomicon. I play Marco, I believe I described him last week as the extremely flappable pilot. And happy to not be on Dahlia's shit list right now. So there's that.
It's a good survival thing.
Also pretty skeptical about the whole ghost wife situation, considering we brought a ghost on the ship, apparently, when we first got here. So that might have something to do with it. We'll see. Generally, I'd say my state of mind is panicked at the moment, confused, and ready to have my heart ripped out of my chest as only Shauna can deliver.
Thanks. We'll see. Well, we'll see, certainly. And Hawkeye, how are you doing? Our preacher who is probably going to end up seeing
Eliab.
some stuff.
Eliab's doing fine right now. He's right in his element. Everything's going on. He's meeting a direct representation physically of those he's just been serving by. He's been serving by faith, but he also has to remember one thing, especially seeing you dressed up cat-like. All they always have to remember that cats always like to play with their food first, and you always have to remember the difference between dogs and cats. Dogs have owners, cats have staff. And I'm just a little bit worried what you're going to do with your staff here as we go.
Who is the captain? Eliab or the little colony of cats that live on there? I mean, they've already taken up Marco's living space and probably one of the stasis containers.
Because the first thing I'm going to do when we get back on the ship is put a number on each one of the collars so we can actually figure out how many of these critters we got running around this ship.
You're assuming that they're wearing collars.
Well, they will be when I catch them.
And our one half of what are you calling it? What are you calling the combined name for Fahar and Marco?
Marco?
Marco. Yes. What the?
Marco.
I mean, Marhar doesn't really sound
Marhar.
Yeah. Marco.
One half of the part are just very supportive, competent, like mechanic. How are you doing, Greybeard?
Oh, well, Greybeard's tense and just fears for Fahar's everything. Particularly with some of the things that have come to life. I mean, GB knows that someone's out to murder him or get rid of the believer. But Fahar doesn't know that. All Fahar knows is that Zoe is back on the ship. We still have her body. And he got Marco into a stasis chamber before we hit the portal. Those are his concerns currently. Dahlia is with us, and he's always, we'll follow her to the end of time because she's hardcore. And so she's with us. So he's not too bad going into this because he's closed the chamber, and he'll wake up later. He has faith. Probably misplaced, but
I mean, it's served him well so far. It's been a real bad few days, so.
Pretty shit.
And our newest crew, Niles, who has also had a bad few days.
He very much has.
A little bit on
Spencer
the
is doing well. Niles is he's a lot of emotions right now. He is panicking, he is scared, he is feeling a little bit hopeless at this point. It's going to be interesting to see where these next two episodes take this poor demon-possessed boy who just wants to make friends and nobody trusts him. So it's going to be exciting.
No one
To
trusts
be
the
fair, it is
possessed
just the
boy.
demon.
It is just the demon.
Oh, and before we get back to see what the other side of this portal jump looks like, we'll have some words from Past Charlie.
Past Charlie here to tell you about a few of our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds is our virtual tabletop of choice, providing us access to roles, tokens, maps, and more. You can try it today for free at fantasygrounds.com. While you're there, why not check out Fantasy Grounds Unity? World Anvil is a remarkable resource, whether you're a writer, GM, or player, organizing your campaign notes or building an entire world. Get forging today for free at worldanvil.com. And before we get into today's game, we'd like to shout out our friends at Andrews McMeel Publishing, who published the wonderful game Zweihander. If you haven't checked that out, you can catch it here on Wednesdays. We'd also like to mention Modifius, who manage and produce a wide range of RPGs. Whether you feel like being Dishonored, Exploring a tale from the loop, or boldly going with Star Trek adventures, why not check out Modiphius.com?
Thank you, Past Charlie. And why don't we just get straight into it? We will start off with our beloved preacher. That initial blur of color, shapes, indescribable, shifts into nothing as any light disappears, or is it the absence of light and total darkness? You've seen darkness deeper than you could ever imagine. And in this, you feel at the edge of your mind many, many voices, beings, intelligences, indescribable amounts of them, as if you are being consumed by sand. And you feel them at the edge of your consciousness. And you can feel bits of you being grasped, bits of your soul grasped, pulled, but something protects you. Something protects you from those claws rending you to pieces. And you feel, you see madness, rage, fear, and you see this portal. You see this portal several times, but it's different worlds. Many of them, hundreds of them, when at the same time the portal glows red. Becomes unstable, is consumed in darkness, and this encompassing beam swallows these planets one by one. You feel that same feeling from the Bajin come over you as each of these worlds are swallowed, and you can feel the life that dwelled on them being consumed utterly. And in a moment, you snap out of it. You're still in the room, the temple. You see multiple members of the congregation still standing. You don't see them as much as people, but shadows. And at the very front, you see the person that looks like Zoe, except eyes are covered. Pieces of the artificial skin ripped open due to age. The mechanics underneath. And but what you see you see a shape. Humanoid, but covered in these, you can feel her eyes looking at you. As this figure stops and approaches you. I didn't think that one of us would have the touch of the emissaries on them. Curious.
Yes, I do.
You look like someone who should be more familiar with this appearance. I sense that surprise. Considering what you've been carrying with you, what you brought here.
Are you saying that Zed, Trey, I mean Zoe, is actually a part of you?
Not a part of me, but one of us. And that kindness of bringing one of my siblings back is the reason you have not been torn to shreds for controlling them, using them, imprisoning them.
As far as we were always told, Zoe came with the ship that we were on. She wasn't she didn't represent herself as any kind of prisoner or any kind of status like that. She, quite bluntly, she kind of ran the ship whether we were doing things or not.
And
unfortunately, she's not doing well right now.
because she has neglected her job.
And that is, if her job was not the AI of our ship, as we were led to believe by her and others, what was her job? Or shall I say, is her?
We are not AIs. We are not intelligences
Obviously,
created by you.
obviously, y'all way beyond that.
We were meant to open and close doors. Only allowed to do our jobs once. But feel the need to do it again. What is Eliab feeling at this moment?
Eliab is feeling, well, first of all, a sense of awe over what he's just seen. He's seen something that no one else has seen, or at least admits to living and having seen before, and lived a tale about it. But he's also a bit confused because now he's finding out what he thought was just part of the workings of the ship he was on is actually something a little bit more. And now his concern is, what do I have to do for Zoe here? So he's going to ask, what do I need to do? What does my crew need to do to restore Zoe to what she needs to be? Or shall I is it she? Is it it? Is it? I want to be respectful and refer to you and Zoe in the right way.
She wanted to be referred as she to the others. So that's whatever they want us to call. It's for us to decide.
Because far be it from someone as minuscule as me accidentally insulting someone way above the scale mystically than where I'm at.
What did the darkness show you? What did the darkness beyond the stars put in your mind?
I saw what I think looked like different emotions. Most of them were on the negative spectrum of things, but I also saw worlds gathering and worlds disappearing. And just when everything totally disappeared, suddenly I was snapped back to this.
Oh. So it showed you the purpose, the mission. The greatest sin that the Third Horizon inflicted upon its brothers and sisters. You used the darkness beyond the stars as a weapon. And
like that Bajin that we ran into.
oh, those are just presences. 'Cause you damned. You're more likely, thanks to the darkness, delivered the other two to salvation. And they want you, the many billions, want you to join them. The Bajin is just a manifestation of that will. That's what we mean to do here. And what I need you to do is bring the one you called Zoe T03 here.
I will.
And we open that door, and the many souls of the Third Horizon will rejoin the others from their prison, from their isolation. And you feel a combination of that same awful dread mixed with maybe there's a little bit of serenity in there of being, it has a presence to it.
So I suppose then I need to return to my ship then. And then bring her here.
Yes. Yes. Not destroy, not harm. Because they are more valuable than any of you.
More valuable than any of us combined.
And if you survive this, if you do what I want, we, the darkness, needs a scribe, needs someone to spread the word once the horizon is brought into the fold. Someone to be a harbinger. If you do not, you will join the rest of the sacrifices on this ship. And you will be one with the darkness.
Well, then I suppose then I'd best be on my way.
Do hurry. We're in Cowan now. And it won't be too much longer before we reach our destination.
And with that, he bows and slowly walks backwards out.
And
then
you
starts heading
notice,
towards the ship.
as you pass the other worshippers, that they have the look of being of these desiccated corpses that have been there for, if you saw them, would be years, but you just saw them alive moments ago. As they are frozen in prayer to this entity.
And I alone survived.
Yes. Yes, you did. Yeah. You probably get the idea that your gifts maybe kept you. Or the providence of the icons.
And with that, he leaves the temple and starts walking towards the ship.
All right. And as you leave, we'll go to... Oh, possessed Niles. Poor Niles. You were one of the lucky ones and got to the stasis pod in time. And you felt the hibernation kick in. But as you wake up, you feel like you're in a dream. Things become nebulous, ethereal. You jump between events. When you alone wake up in the hangar, you feel your hands work to break into the ship, lower the ramp, walk onto the possibility with as much poise in your mind, focused on one thing. Do you remember where you've never been there, but you remember where the stasis pods were, and you make your way there. You grab one of the guns that were stored in hand. You make your way to the pod station. And that voice, as you gain consciousness, or you gain clarity, you're standing there. Marco, Fahar in the single safe spot. Hands on the rifle, safety's off. You feel the entity that has been with you push you to do what it wants, what it's always wanted since it got on this ship. I'm going to have you make
Hmm.
Mystic Empathy roll.
Oh, good. That's a fun one for me.
You have a crit. Just saying.
You have crits, and
Yeah.
you can. I mean, there's always prayer.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and use my one crit here already because this seems kind of important to be able to try and resist what's happening. So, whew, okay, that's 2 6s. That's 2 6s.
Well, all right, you. That is in Coriolis a critical success. As you push that piece, that voice, that urge, you feel it. You will your hands into your own will again. And in that moment, you feel another entity around you.
Do I recognize the feeling of this entity at all?
You have. Once or twice, you felt its anger toward you. And the voice you've never heard before says, "Will it away. Focus. This is your last chance. I can't do this without you." And you feel that presence grasp at something in you. Start pulling out that other mind. It feels like it wants to stick. It wants to grasp onto you, cling to you. And I'll have you make that roll again. Make another empty throw as you want to push this out.
Good.
With the help of this entity.
Is that any bonuses for me? Because if not, that's a whopping 3d6 for me.
You will get 3 extra dice for that. Use the 2 extra dice and the help of whatever.
Okay. That's a 1-6. That's a success.
All right. And with your will and something you maybe not necessarily felt inside you before, push this just inky mass from your spirit. And you feel its last grab, its last bit of rage, anger, just evaporate from you. And you just, for the brief moment behind you, you feel a flash and the smoke around, like this smoky, inky darkness evaporate. That entity is still around, it's still behind you.
And I'll just sort of turn around, and I'm assuming this thing doesn't really have a humanoid body structure, so I'll look to where I think the eyes would be.
You look.
Just be like, oh.
You look up.
Oh.
But there's nothing there. But you look down.
Is it one of the cats?
It's one of the cats. It's maybe that same cat that bit you. The one that followed you.
He just sort of looks down at it. the question here I have to ask myself is, do I shoot a cat on stream? And he points the gun at the cat and just has a look on his face and just says, if you're what's been controlling me this entire time, and he'll sort of lean down to sort of get close to eye level with the cat.
Mm-mm.
You don't control me anymore.
The cat just tilts its head. And I'm not 100% sure if cats can do this, but you get the sense that the cat just rolled its eyes at you.
And just to see if there's any sort of change in attitude, he'll slowly reach his hand out, like back of the hand forward, to see if the cat will sort of like sniff it or just even rub its head against my hand.
The cat almost seems offended at this. As you reach out, it's not as violent as an explosion. It disperses into sand, into a mist of sand.
Okay. I'm going to look over to the other stasis pods where Dahlia, Marco, and Fahar are. Are they starting to wake up?
Yes, and you hear a voice. It's like, apologies. It wasn't me, but you've been carrying something with you. Something dangerous. I didn't want you to hurt them. And behind you is a dark, like a tan-skinned older man, hair tied behind in a bun, glowing eyes. This is more for them. Let them wake up.
Who are you? Oh.
Make a culture roll.
Oh boy, that's a good one for me. Hold on. Culture. Oh man, yeah, I am owned on this. This is 2d6. No idea. That's a 3 and a 4.
You don't. You're not entirely sure what this person is, other than it being some sort of. It was the cat, you know that. But there's just maybe some areas of superstition that maybe you shunned, ignored, or just didn't pay attention to. As this man just sits in the chair, it's like, just let them wake. They need to come out of it slowly.
Okay, and I'm going to go over and pull whatever lever, push whatever button I need to close the hatch on the ship. And then just wait for them to wake up.
Yes, and you all come out of the hibernation. Some maybe a little worse for wear than others. I'm directly speaking to Marco, who went in there drunk.
We do not have it established in this universe what the effect of the stasis pod is when you're drunk. I don't know if this gives you a hangover. I don't know how it works.
I'm gonna have everybody.
My guess is if you're in stasis, that you're gonna come out the same way you went in.
Go in drunk, come out drunk.
Yeah, I mean, it like I said, puts the body in stasis. It doesn't give you time. It's not like this is where you sober up area. I'm gonna have to make everyone make a what would that be? The either survive, empathy, wits,
Mhm.
add on if you have any mythic powers.
Oh.
Okay.
Just need
so
one success.
Empathy.
That'll be wits.
So
for me.
empathy or wits and mystic powers, correct?
Yes, you are. This is to how well you weathered this. Even at the best of times, there may be some side effects of the portal.
That's a 6 from me.
All right.
1-6 for me.
1-6 for Dahlia.
All right. You all had the luck of the icons. They're blessing because you have emerged from stasis without any ill effects. And when you wake up, you see, why is he here? He wasn't on the ship. See Niles? And you see someone you haven't seen in quite a while. You see Dr. Dulsufi just sitting in a chair.
Oh.
See, I'm sorry, who's sitting in a chair? The doc?
You're the doctor that had disappeared.
Where is my pistol? I think I
Yeah,
went into
Dahlia's
stasis
got.
with it.
Yep, Dahlia's. Her gun's pointed at Niles.
I drawn mine on the doctor immediately.
The
I'm
doctor
right with Dahlia on
doesn't.
that.
Whereas before, he had some fear, but it's kind of like thing where Niles pointed the gun at the cat. There was no reaction. It's just like you pointed a finger at them.
When Fahar
What?
opened his chamber, he looked over and said, "Oh, hey, Niles. Hey, it's the not a doctor."
Yes,
And you see,
Bahar,
at
it
this
is.
point, this point in Niles is just kind of like collapsed on the ground in tears after what just happened to him.
I
Hey, buddy.
don't have time to deal with that. Still
You've
pistol
had
trained on.
incredible- You've had incredible string of luck. Or perhaps it's more. Or would you rather
Dahlia-
have... Or would you rather have some other form that I could go to? Like, this person shifts out of sand and into several people that you know over and over again. Your beloved Dahlia, he turns into her. He registers your reaction. It's like, oh, maybe not. And I'll just go back to the old one.
What?
Dahlia very deliberately climbs out of the stasis pod, goes over to Niles, keeping the gun ready, just grabs him by the scruff of the neck, stands him up, and walks him over to a chair and just drops him down to sit down. And just, I'll deal with you later. Don't move. Is the rifle still on the floor?
Is it? Did you drop the rifle?
Nah, he's got it, but the safeties are on now.
She'll snatch. She's gonna snatch that from you. You don't get to have that.
What? Looking at the doctor. What the hell are you? And why are you torturing us?
The doctor gives you that same look of just and I'll have you all
Answer
make
me.
that. I thought you would have known. Why don't you make y'all make that same roll that Niles did before, that culture roll. Who have a little closer idea of what they are.
Well, I'm bad at
Empathy.
that.
While
Dahlia
this
rolled a
is,
6.
1-6.
while this is happening, if Niles is still crying, Fahar is going to go over and start checking him out, like as the medic type thing.
Mhm.
You okay, buddy?
as soon as Fahar like gets close, probably very suddenly, Niles will pull Fahar into a hug and is sort of just sobbing into his chest.
It's okay. Come on now. It's all right, buddy. Just trying to be the medic.
Oh. For y'all that succeeded at that role, you've heard stories before, mostly coming from out in deep space. Things that spirits that walk among you undetected. That story about the Wanderer was one of them. They can be like the Wanderer, malicious, harmful, treacherous, but they can also be helpful, benefiting those that help them. That effect of the sand was maybe a tip-off. Creatures that, in their true form, look like particles of sand. This, in stories, is a jinn. Powerful entities that travel space.
Marco lowers his pistol and thinks on it for a moment. And does he still have the in the doctor form? Hasn't changed
Yes.
again. What did
The eras in which the Doctor carries him is much different than before. More calm. That nervous energy is gone.
What did we do? What did we do to deserve this? Why are you doing this to us?
You gave me a ride. I didn't do anything. This is not
No
me.
good deed goes unpunished? What is this? You
I
appeared
needed
to
a
Dahlia
ride.
as her dead wife? What is wrong with you?
I did not do that. I sensed
that-
it, but
Dahlia holsters her gun and just walks out of the room.
she has something watching over her. That wasn't me.
So what have you done? And why are you
Oh.
doing it?
Apparently, I just saved your lives.
Did you? Your word is as good. I don't know. I've been in
That
stasis. If you didn't
man.
notice.
Well, that man over there had a passenger.
Is he looking over at me whenever he says that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Niles, what the fuck did you do?
Wasn't his fault.
Is Niles still kind of sobbing?
Upon hearing the doctor sort of talk about, he stops, like the tears are still coming, but he stopped like outright sobbing, and is sort of just not eye contact with this individual, but is sort of listening to what they're saying.
Okay. Hey, you just want to go down to the med bay? We can check you out. We'll take care of you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I want to hear what this thing has to say.
All right, but he's not that kind of doctor. He won't know what's going on.
I know he's not.
Hmm.
But if he's talking about me, I want to listen.
Oops.
What do you mean, a
All right.
passenger? What did he have? What are you talking? What does any of this mean?
It's not me that made your troubles. You seem to do that on your own. I merely wanted
Thanks.
a trip back home.
Are we home now? Because there's the door.
Oh, we're nowhere near home.
Great.
I was going to the same place you were going. I was hoping to make it quick.
Coriolis?
Yes.
Your home, you're a djinn, and your home is Coriolis?
Well, Kua to be specific, but we are all drawn there. Hmm.
You're all drawn
I
there.
suppose-
You and who is we? What
My kind.
are drawn to Kua?
Not your emissaries.
Listen, pal, they're not my emissaries.
Fahar has left to go get Zoe back in her pod and stuff, because we left her laying on the deck and in the airlock.
Niles, do you have any idea what the hell this guy's talking about?
The passenger, I have some idea.
You want to start talking?
Back when I was on, trying to remember the name of the ship I was on before, was that the Hanamura, I believe? Before I met these fine individuals.
Yeah.
Back when I was on the Hanamura, when that Bajin attacked the ship, something stuck with me. I don't know what it was, but it was telling me to do some pretty terrible things.
What did you do?
I didn't do any of them. That gun that Dahlia took from me, it was telling me to use it to kill Fahar. I didn't want that. You people saved my life. Why would I want to try and kill you? I mean, I don't know.
What
I don't know.
is going on right now? I was a pilot, just a regular freighter pilot, just a couple days ago. What the hell is happening on my ship? I said, what did I say? I said we shouldn't pick up any more hitchhikers. God damn.
It's
Is
gone.
he better?
now.
No, I want to hear it from him. Is he better? Mr. Jin Man, whatever the hell your name is. Is Niles better? Is the thing gone? Can I
Yes,
at least lay my head down and sleep on my cot and not have to worry about someone shooting me in the head while I'm asleep?
The spirit's gone. It won't be plaguing him anymore. But that feeling of going to sleep without someone shooting you, you're not quite there yet.
Why?
Why?
Why what?
Why? Why are you? What's gonna hurt me? Tell me.
You just check the instruments. You just went through a portal jump. I believe the second one. Blind.
Yeah, been too many of those lately. What's your point?
This ship felt it the second we got here. I thought it might have been Niles' little friend, but it was something stronger. I want off this ship as soon as you can, as soon as you want.
I want
just
you off
wanna-
the ship as soon as we can.
But I don't want to be on this ship. Not this ship, but the
Where are we?
is evil. There's something evil on this ship that doesn't want you to leave. Doesn't want any of you to leave.
Who's not on this ship right now, Marco?
Oh, shit. Eliab? Did you see him, Niles? You weren't on the ship. Did he make it into a pod?
I don't know. The last time I saw him was the last time that you all saw him.
Oh my God.
Your friend has a little secret. You should pay attention to the way he prays.
And you should stop being so cryptic and just tell me what you mean.
Your friend worships the faceless.
No shit.
But he may be mistaken. By nature, the
Define
faceless.
mistake.
Well, by nature, the faceless is ambiguous. Leaves opportunities for darker things to
I
masquerade.
know the stories. I know the stories. What's your point?
You may have more to worry about by your friend than me or anyone else. Even Niles with his gun.
I'm not worried about Niles and his gun. Are you always this? Is this how all Jinn are? Are you this? You just can't talk straight? I know this is probably normal for you, okay? You're a Jinn. You're like a supernatural entity. You can turn into sand, all of that kind of stuff. My world has exploded in the last couple days, and I would just like it, for once, if someone would tell me straight what is happening so I can try to do anything I possibly can to fix it. But you can't even give me that much. You're giving me cryptic clues about my captain worshiping the faceless one. I know he does, okay? I don't get it. It's a little weird. Praise to a face. I don't understand it, okay? But what does this have to do with anything? Why should I fear my captain because he worships some weird faceless icon?
He worships the darkness, and that should concern you more than anything.
What?
May have been misled, may have been gone on his own, but I felt it. I felt the second when he prays. He doesn't pray in the chapel. Prays on his private areas to his private idol.
Has what he's done brought this on us? Is he responsible for what's happened?
No. The ones that work with who he does have done this. As far as I know. I didn't see them. I am as much with you, or I want to avoid as much of this as possible. I wish we had never faced that creature and never came here. If all has gone to plan, I would be in Coriolis, and you would have been home.
This is home. Not with you here, though.
We are at the edge of the horizon, at the door to the other two, the lost horizons.
What?
That thing that made your... Do you know what she is?
Yeah, round terms, I guess.
You call her AI. She
Oh.
is... I was curious. I thought this was routine. This was a routine pickup. But the second she appeared. The second I got on this ship. You have a more special ship and a more special entity on you than you have any idea. It's not some mere technology that she thinks she is.
Well, bad news. It's dead.
She's not dead. Sleeping.
Are you gonna wake her up?
It's not within my power.
Oh, so there are limits. Good to
Yes. There are things I am not an icon. I'm not a god. I am not you.
know. For damn sure.
But neither is she. She is closer to me than any of you. Closer than the ship.
We're going to the other horizons. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
How are we going to survive?
You don't.
Well, then I guess we don't have anything left to talk about. If I'm not going to
Not
survive,
if-
I have some people I need to talk to.
There are things you can do, but this ship, I have a feeling, I've seen this before, is a sacrifice. That's what these portals were made for originally.
It's an altar?
An altar with some benefits to it. Travel, miss a few ships here and there, power, whatever lies beyond whatever happened to the other two. Whatever you're barreling, this ghost ship is barreling toward. If you're going to do something, I will try and assist you as much as I can. But if you stay on this ship, if anybody stays on this ship, dying will not be the worst thing that happens.
Understood. Niles?
While that's all going on,
Mhm.
Fahar is laying out Zoe in her stasis pod, almost like a
Mhm.
funeral. You know, like
Oh, God.
smoothing out her hair and laying her in there nicely, because these thugs dragged her from her resting place, kind of thing. And so then he's, closes the stasis pod for her, and it's that cutscene over top of
Aw.
you guys talking about sacrifice and whatnot.
It's so sad. Niles,
Yeah.
I have no idea if we can trust this, whatever it is, but if the truth is that we're currently barreling toward the edge of the horizon, we need to get the hell off of the Ganj-i-Sawai right now.
That seems obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the not obvious part is that we're gonna have to probably fly out of this hangar. So where I was leading with this was gonna need you to work the sensors again, pal.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, if Eliab's still alive, I think the best thing you can also do for me is get me a goddamn gun.
We'll talk to Talia. I'm gonna turn to Niles though and just put my hands on his shoulders and say, listen, I believe you. Okay? I do. I can see in your face and hear in your voice you're not lying to me. I don't know what the hell you've gone through. I don't know what this thing wanted you to do. I don't want to know. But I believe you, and I believe that it's gone now. But right now, we need to put all that behind us. We need to do this together, okay?
And you do see him kind of break emotionally a bit. 3 words I've been wanting to hear since I've gotten on this ship. And he sort of wipes out a couple stray tears and goes to sensors.
All right, I'm gonna give him like a really quick two. You get two man pats on the back. The 2 man pat hug.
Okay.
Let's go.
I think
And
at
turn
this
back to
point-
the Jinn. I just want to turn back to the Jinn really quick and say, you just stay there, I guess. I don't know if I can tell you what to do, but I guess you'll be around. We'll be on the bridge.
Dahlia will meet
Nods.
you at the doorway of the stasis, where the stasis pods are. She's carrying a tray that's got a pot of that, thick Turkish coffee. That's just
nice.
super thick and super sweet. Okay, and she's like, if she sees Marco start white, she goes, "You're not going anywhere until you sober up." And she hands you, she pours a mug, she sets the tray down, pours a big cup of this coffee, and hands you a fresh orange.
In swift motion, Marco grabs the cup of coffee, just... I'll take that orange to go. Dahlia, we need to get to the bridge.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks.
Yeah, you're gonna regret chugging that. And then she hands
Ooh,
Naj
I
a
already
cup
am.
of coffee.
Ooh.
And then she
Oh, so
pours
strong.
the third cup and looks at the gin and he goes, "I don't suppose you want any."
I'm saying
don't
it's
need it,
canon
but
that the
it's
Jinn
nice.
is drinking tea, because I think that's what Sean is doing.
He's probably got his own tea, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, so you get to the... If you all are meeting on the bridge, you have... You
Where's
see...
Bahar?
Uh-oh, yeah. How is...
He was putting Zoe into her stasis pod last time I saw him.
Can you call him?
Bahar, can you get to the bridge, please?
Yeah, I'll be right there. And you see that Fahar just kind of had his forehead on the stasis pod, and then when he hears his name, he's on Zoe's stasis pod, and then he's like, yeah, I'll be right there.
All right.
And he just heads.
She'll go with the rest up to the bridge, bringing the coffee with her. She looks over at the gin and she goes, "Don't ever take that form in my presence again. Please."
Just nods.
Thank
Of course.
you. And she
Yes.
will then turn around and head up to the bridge with the rest.
As you get to the bridge, you notice that the view is slightly different. Whatever happened has left the ship in a different place in the hangar than it was before. But the most concerning thing is the open space that you saw before. The open hangar. The emergency blast doors have sealed it shut. Whatever happened here set off the emergency protocols, and the ship must have suffered some severe damage for this to happen. The bright lights of the hangar, it's operating at half energy. The lights flicker off and on. It's no longer blinding. You can barely see out.
The very first... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so the sensors show something interesting. You're not in the system that you were supposed to be. You weren't in the adjoining system where, all going as planned, that portal escapes from. You are in a farther off place. You're in, from what everything looks like, is the Towan system on the charts, but there are overwhelming energy signatures coming from the planet, or what used to be the planet. It's a
What was
bunch
that
of
last thing?
rocks.
Excuse me?
It's a bunch of the town isn't there anymore. In its
Good, we made it to
place
Alderaan.
is just a energy, like a rip in space, giving off similar readings as actually has the portals, but slightly different, more raw, more chaotic.
So that was what I was
And
going
you-
to say. Was I wanted to confirm that we really are where the Jinn said we are.
Yes, and you remember being on, like, hearing the info programs on the screens that the town system went dark,
Oh yeah.
and coincides with that strange energy reading that caused so much chaos and caused Zoe to basically fall ill, if that is maybe the closest word to what's happening to her.
All right. Swivel around in my pilot chair. All right. We're down a captain right now. I have no idea where Eliab is. I have no idea if Eliab's alive right now. If he didn't make it to a stasis pod, he's probably dead like Icons know how many other people inside this ship. But the Jinn told us, and these sensors confirm, we are on our way out of the horizon right now. And we are not going to survive this unless we get off of the Ganj-i-Sawai. I'm looking for any ideas right now.
Are we really in any better shape with our hull the way it is? Whether we stick with the Ganj-i-Sawai or we leave? And if we are going to leave, we're going to first have to figure out a way to get those doors open. And
Yeah, I
that's
noticed that.
not going to be easy. I honestly don't know if our guns can blow through that without killing us.
Likely not.
And you hear a voice on the comms. It's like, is anyone there? Is anyone left here?
What the hell?
Get that call, Niles.
Anyone
Yeah.
here?
I'll patch it through. We're here.
Icons, who is this? Who's on?
You identify yourself, please.
Please, this is Captain Zool of the Gina Venture, one of the merchant ships. We're in hangar 12. We got to the most of our crew were able to get to the stasis pods in time, so I was in.
How many on board?
4.
Are the blast doors closed?
Yes.
Which hangar are we in?
You're in, let's say 3.
Okay.
The hangars go all along the sides of the ship, like in one long, like, structure. Good. I can.
We're reading you. This is Freighter Possibility in Hangar 3. Do you know if anyone else is alive around you? Anyone else on the ships in Hangar 12?
Okay, I can patch you in with the rest of them. And you hear a bunch of these ships, just the captain of the ship, just panicky. They sign in, they announce who they are, but you get the sense that none of them know what's happening. And in more than one cases, you hear intense prayer in the backgrounds of these ships.
I'm gonna like mute the comm for a second. What do we do? What do we tell these people?
I mean,
We tell them
we could. Go ahead, Talia.
we tell them to get the fuck out.
They're just as trapped as we are, Dahlia.
Yeah, but wait,
Then
I
maybe.
got,
What? Yeah,
I
I'm
got-
sorry, Fahar.
so if Niles, if you could maybe use our data meme to override the door, and I could go out in a suit and hit the locks. I mean, I think between us we could probably get the blast door open. I mean, it's worth a shot. And if you could override the system, you might be able to open some of the other doors.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. It seems like that's our best option right now.
Marco, find out how many of the other ships have data means.
This is possibility copying all. Is how many ships up there are capable of using a data meme? Please only respond if you have a data meme. Over.
I would say only 3 of them comply. You basically have some of the fighters, that some of the defense ships, and one other freighter. Everyone else is more or less doesn't have those capabilities. Their ships are just regular commercial vessels.
Is anyone reading any hostiles in the area? Is there anything outside the ship we need to worry about? Anyone picking up anything on sensors?
You get confirmation from a few of the ships that they sound terrified. They say that they tried to wander the ship, tried to see what could happen. They had left a few of their crew in the market and wanted to go when they reached them before attempting to leave, but they never came back. They just heard noises. And when they opened up, there was blood in several places over the hangar. The hangar was full of people. Now there aren't. And they don't want to go back out.
We have a trade ship full of feral humans. Awesome. Fahar, I think you got a pretty good plan. I'm going with you.
Okay. Feel better.
We don't have a lot of time
to watch my back. That's cool.
I got you. Dahlia, Niles, if it comes to it, can either of you fly this boat?
Niles just looks over to Dahlia like, can you?
It's been a while, but yeah.
All right.
Worst comes to worst, I can at least try.
Fahar pats Marco's shoulder and says, "We'll just have to get you back on board. That's all."
Yeah, that's all. Let's go get ready.
You get another...
Oh,
good.
Before you leave, Dahlia will pull off the scarf and wrap it around your neck, drape it around your neck like she normally wears it, and then pick up your helmet and slam it on your head and make sure that you have the jacket. And she says, "Come back with all 3."
Come back with your helmet or on it. Hey, oh, Dahlia, thanks for getting my jacket back.
No worries.
You didn't look in the pocket, did you?
No.
Oh. Well, good. It would have ruined the surprise. Here, I made a little something. And he pulls out the wax figurine of the dancer that he made. It's not really much, but I just thought I should go suit up.
Before you do, she just reaches, she's holding it in one hand, she just reaches out, pulls you in, doesn't give you a chance to resist. Quick Armstrong hug, just that quick one arm squeeze, and then lets you go. She's, "Take care of Fahar.
I always do.
And you take care of him. I'll see you both soon." And then she looks over at Niles. "I believe you, Fahar."
I believe you too, Fahar. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Go to get our exosuits.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Damn it, we were going to use the exosuits.
Now, it's just what are your qualifications on this on the deck of a ship on the bridge?
I can run sensors. If I need to, I can fire weapons as well.
All right. Monitor the sensors. Make sure nothing happens to my boys. And Dahlia
With
is
pleasure.
going to get on the guns, and she's just going to stay alert.
All right, so Fahar and Marco, you both lower the ramp, and it is almost like what a few of those frightened captains said it was. There are cargo containers, pieces, load lifters just strewn about this whole place, as well as there's some smears of blood, some sprays in places that you wonder how they got there, and you just feel dread down here as the lights flicker. And it's actually silent. There's not a lot of sound coming in. And you hear a banging noise in the far corner of one of the walls. From a pile of junk.
Are we already exosuited up?
Sure, why not? Yes.
Good. It's just as bad as they said it was. And what the hell is that?
You hear just a muffled banging. It's like, just
Like metal?
let me out,
Oh.
please.
What?
Like the voice is
What the-
hoarse and garbled.
Look around for the source of it.
It's that same. It's coming from the banging. And if you
Okay.
wish
Yeah,
to get
let's go check
closer,
it
you
out.
can. And you see.
I mean, I'm gonna look to Fahar like, should we? What-
Can you think you can get them out, and I'll get on this? 'Cause I don't know how much time we have.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go take a look. I'll be out there as soon as I possibly can.
Okay.
And gonna give him a hug. Big exo hug.
Clank.
Which is probably very uncomfortable.
Clank.
I'll be right with you,
And-
buddy.
As you do, you get to the containers, like that little pile of like cargo containers. There's a tipped over sled, and under, like you see partially sticking out is it looks like one of the emergency stasis pods.
Stasis pod. Look for clear the debris away. Marco just tries to best he can to clear the opening for the stasis pod. And then look for the mechanism to open it.
Yep. You pull off. You can see that the door would have opened up, except it had been like pinned by one of the larger by a corner of one of the larger containers, and you just see as you clear it away just the terrified face of Amara, the second command of the Ganj-i-Sawai, just hitting, like her knuckles are a little raw from
Like
trying to
punching the
push
inside of it.
trying to get out.
I hate it.
God, what
I don't.
oh my God.
Amara, I don't know. I don't understand. I have no idea why any of this is happening, but we're currently hurtling toward the edge of the horizon. That's the long and short of it.
Last thing I knew, I was supposed to come down here. The security team had something that they need to show me, and I came down here as soon as I can. But it went through the portal, and I had enough time to get there, and now I'm here. I'm here.
Yes, you are, and a lot of people aren't right now.
What the hell happened?
We went through a portal. I don't know why.
She immediately gets on her pad, and she see her punch in a few things and just look. I should have the what the hell is happening? I should have the clearances for this. I've been locked out.
Been locked out? You're second in command of the ship. What do you mean you've been locked out?
I've been locked out.
Try getting oh, fuck. Call Silva.
No, I'm not getting anything from the ship. I'm trying the captain. I'm trying anybody. I'm not getting a response from them. The ship's not letting me.
Ship's not letting you, huh?
Like, what the hell is... I shouldn't be doing this. I should have clearances on all of it.
No kidding. None of this should
We
be
shouldn't
happening.
be here.
You're
Where the
breaching
hell
the
did we-
wire.
How long? We're in town? What?
Amara, listen. I can sit here and try to answer your questions. My answer to all of them will be, I have no fucking idea. Okay? So what you need to do is get up and get on my ship. We're getting out of here.
Why are the...
Up,
What
up,
happened?
up,
Why
up,
are the
up.
emergency... What do you
What did I just
plan on
say?
doing?
We are planning on getting those blast doors open and getting the hell off this ship before it careens out of the third horizon. Sound good?
Yeah. How many others are there?
Not a lot. A few on our ship, a few other ships in the other hangars made it.
I should contact them. Take this. This will show you where the systems are, where the emergency clamps are for the...
Oh, good. Schematics. Thank you.
That's the best I can do. I've been locked out of the system even before the thing went off. Like, I got that call and then just locked out.
Well, you have a turncoat among your ranks, sounds like to me. But we can't worry about anything right now because, again, careening toward the end of the third horizon, so I have to go.
What?
But you need to get on my ship. It's lost, okay? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. The Ganj-i-Sawai is lost. You have to give it up.
What happened?
I don't know.
All right. Take this, and I'll be on the ship. I'll try and help as much as I can. What I can do.
Okay.
Maybe knowing
And
the ship.
He turns to leave, like, in a hurry, because the conversation took longer than he wanted it to. But then he just quickly turns back and says, have you heard from Silva? Has anyone heard from Silva?
No.
Fuck. All right, get on the ship. I have to go. And make a run for the door.
She'll kind of hold her arm and just like she maybe like took a good hit like in the pod, but she'll head to she'll follow directions and head back to the possibility. But you have the schematics and you know roughly where the hydraulics can be accessed from outside the ship. It's not incredibly far away, but it's a good spacewalk.
Bring it on.
All right, and Bahar, where are you?
I would imagine he was headed for, like, a maintenance access or some kind of way to get out onto the ship. So yeah, basically he's probably there with, the equivalent of a sonic screwdriver or something, and he's got the whole thing going on where he's like,
Yeah.
taking the bolts out or whatever he's got to do. Oh, muted. You were muted.
Of all the times. Oh.
As if we didn't need any more attention.
I know.
This was the literal worst time that we could have had technical difficulty. Oh, wait, hold on. Talk again for us, Shauna?
Huh?
Okay,
you
yeah,
go.
we got you.
All right, cool. I have no idea what that was. Maybe I just need to reset the system. But all right, so yeah, you take off a few panels. You more or less force open the airlock, and it opens up. So roughly, I'd say like 2-meter airlock, and as it opens up, as the air leaves, you're blinded by how red everything is. Space is usually black, even with the sun, even with the portals. And you can't see the stars here. And that moment, amidst the darkness and the red, you notice that darkness is smoky. And it's coming off the ship. There is this inky smoke coming off of places. Like, if this ship was on fire, it wouldn't have this amount of just smoke coming off of it. And it doesn't necessarily behave in the way that fire, smoke in the vacuum would. It's glowing from
Fire in a
certain
vacuum
areas.
just doesn't make sense at all.
No,
That's
no.
Yeah, Fahar just says he's talking to the traveler, but he doesn't call it out. And he's like, what's all this? We just want to save people. Come on, guys. Help us here. Give me a clue, a sign. Let me know. What do I got to do? He's just looking into the void, basically.
And you see everything. You see once that piece of darkness like kind of evaporates away, you see the redness was coming from, looks like a tear in space that the ship is rapidly headed toward. And you see dark shapes, in addition to smoke, hovering, orbiting the ship.
Okay.
You feel it in your soul that you do not want to alert anything out here.
Okay.
Some of those shapes look like they're moving on their own accord, not just debris. And it's a good, I would say, 60 meters to where that panel is, where the hydraulic release emergency release for the hangars are.
Can I catch up with him to get outside?
Yeah.
And you can hear Marco talking on the comm, like, Fahar, I'm just heading out right now, just about to get, and then get outside and...
Yeah, those things. We don't, they don't alert them. We have to be quiet. See those? They're moving of their own accord. And you notice that he's got his power glove on. He's like, we've got magnetic boots, but I've got hyper if we need it. So if one of us gets flung away, we'll attach to each other.
Do you want to attach to each other right now? Tether to each other?
Sure. He spools some out, and he takes like a wood clip or whatever, like, from the exosuit. Slip knots it, ties it off. If you need to be released, tug this.
Well, as much as I hate to admit this, you've always been better at this than me, so you take the lead, I'll follow.
All right. Remember, try to be quiet. We start moving up the hull.
All right, so like, according to the schematics, you have to kind of climb vertically to the top of the hangar module. So you have to go kind of from the side of the ship to the top. And you hear creaking. You feel the creaking in the hull. And as you kind of make that kind of reorientation back to the top of the ship, you see that a large chunk of it is missing.
Oh boy.
And you see I described that there was a outer ring of extra like docking things for larger ships. Those are gone. Pieces of that ring are gone. Chunks of the ship are still attached, of those smaller ships are attached to it. It doesn't look like a collision. It looks like they were torn. Like, just ripped, grabbed, and ripped.
I'm gonna call down to the deck of the possibility. This is Marco. The ship is 10 kinds of fucked up. This thing is not gonna make it through a portal. No way.
So work faster is what you're telling us.
That's exactly what I'm saying, yes. Over.
On it.
Yep.
All right.
We'll prepare to launch as soon as you're back on board.
All right. And Dolly, if there's anything you wanted to do before they...
Yeah, Dahlia's been, she's kind of zoned out a little bit as she's listening to Fahar and Marco chatter back and forth. It's kind of a, kind of like when she was stripping and cleaning the guns. It kind of lulls her into almost a Zen-like state. And I'd like to use my prediction to communicate with Nadja, to call upon Nadja as she's thinking of her wife and asking her wife to protect Marco and Fahar the way she couldn't protect her.
All right. Mechanically, what does this do? Again, just to share with everybody.
Yep. Let me pull it up real quick. Mystical powers prediction. You can experience powerful visions of the future. You ask the GM questions about yourself or someone else taking part in the seance. The GM answers as best they can. The answers should be short, preferably mysterious and ambiguous. An answer can also take the form of an omen, a sign of fortune, or a tragedy waiting around the corner. So
Okay.
she's pulling, I think she's using Marco and Fahar's voice as part of the seance, so that's where her questions would be about.
Okay. Why don't you make that roll for it? See how in tune with everything. If those thoughts reach out.
All right. I'd like to use my crit.
Excellent.
That's an extra 2 dice, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
You can.
Nope, I'm going to pray to the icon.
All right.
And
You still have those dice.
Yep. So when I pray to the icon, I can reroll all of them, correct?
All of them. All of the non-6s,
Yep.
yes.
No. Still nothing.
Still nothing. You don't get that that feeling of you. Something here is. You feel pushing against you. And you before you can kind of you feel outside your body for a second, as you usually do with these things, but before you kind of come back to reality, you just get that same you get that feeling of utter terror, that sickness in your gut. Something bad will happen.
And what Niles is going to see is Dahlia sitting in Marco's seat. She keeps reaching for a scarf that's not there. Her eyes are closed. There's tears on her cheeks. And you might even hear her whispering, "Oh, please don't leave them. Please don't. I know I left you. Please don't."
And while she's praying and kind of like, you can tell she's in a bit of a trance, just to give her something to sort of like grab or hold on to, he'll slowly take his duster jacket off and then just sort of lay it on her shoulders. And he'll go back to sensors.
And she kind of huddles up into it. But if you look at her hands, she's got the talisman that Marco had made for her, and it is just, her knuckles are white as she's got her hands wrapped around it as she's praying and trying to, and she'll take a deep breath, realize that there's a weight on her shoulders, and kind of shrug it off a little bit, and sit back up, key the comm. Hurry up, we need to get the fuck out of here or we're gonna die.
And as you say
Going as
that,
fast as we can.
as you
Take
say
the
that,
coat
we'll,
and hit it back to you.
as we say that, we'll flash back to Eliab, who you are making your way back from the chapel, back to the ship, and you've seen what the effects of what happened. The others have not seen. They have been more or less in the hangar. You hear screaming in human voices and inhuman voices, voices of terror. And you see strewn about the corridors the effects of what happens if you are not blessed or are lucky enough to go through a portal unprotected. You see people, you see corpses. It's like they were stretched forcibly. Discolored claws, some melded with the side of the ship. Faces of terror. And you see that same smoke that Fahar saw on the floor of the corridors that you're walking through, like an unnatural fog that parts for you, and you see shapes.
Are the shapes
In
that I
human shape.
recognize?
No. They are shapes that, being what you are, you have heard superstitious crew members talk. Elongated forms, glowing eyes. Things that walk on 2 legs, 4 legs. What appears to be 4 legs. Misshapen things that you can't quite get a good look at because they are busy with their own hunts. And one passes by you, looks at you with their yellow eyes, turns and goes around its business. Like you have been touched, protected by something.
Do they look like humanoids or others that have been damaged or misshapen somehow, or are they some sort of species that I've never seen before?
Some of them look like just like corpses, glowing eyes, but some of them have the same effect of light flowing off them that the Bajin did. Like it's unnatural, like it doesn't belong here. That same sickness, that same soul sickness follows those. And
Same
you feel
they need to be free of.
You feel that they have been claimed by the darkness. They will not hinder you.
Well, maybe once we get Zoe restored to what she needs to be, maybe even they can be saved. And I keep hidden on my purpose. Now, can I make a premonition? I'd like to make a premonition roll if I can. Simply
Of course.
because there's going to be something in the back of Eliab's mind saying, if they're what they say they are, should there be this much death and destruction going on? So I want to make a premonition roll to see
All
what
right.
kind of we can get off of that.
All right. It's the same thing.
All right, so 4. Okay, so it'll be 9 dice.
Oh, you have so many dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And not a single.
This is wow.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Probabilities
What's a few more dark
just
points?
don't.
What's a few dark
work like
points?
this.
What's a few?
No. All right.
You're
Just
already
because
working.
I'm also concerned about the safety of my crew, and I know the one who have the most sense security-wise is Dahlia. So I'm wanting to use Mind Walker so I can see through her eyes, just so I can know if they are safe on the ship,
Mm-hmm.
if they were able to make it to any kind of safety in time.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to focus my thoughts on Dahlia.
Yeah.
Try to see, hear, and feel what's going on with her right now as I'm doing so.
Mhm.
So what do I see, Dahlia? What do I hear?
Well, it depends on at what point this is. Is it what she's doing right at the moment?
This was
Or
like a
is
few
this
seconds.
earlier?
This was maybe a little bit after the premonition. And after that, yeah, it's pretty much right after you talk to Niles right there.
Okay. So what you would see is the view from Marco's chair, staring out the view screen,
Mhm.
with her eyes flicking sometimes to Niles, sometimes down to the control panel, and then back out to the view screen. And it's just this constant rotation. Yeah.
Okay. And then as soon as once I see that, that's enough. Praise be to the emissaries. They kept my crew alive. All right, let's hurry back to that ship so I can get Zoe and get her where she needs to be so she can be revived to what she's supposed to be and what she needs to be. And I keep heading and then I'll keep proceeding towards the ship.
All right. Fahar. You get to the area. It's been a little bit of a hike, but space is your home, and being in this suit is as comfortable as skin, so it's not the arduous task it would be to someone else. As you approach it, you see those things. They are more... You have a better look. They vaguely look like a hellish version of a manta ray. And you see dozens of them on the surface of the ship, attached to it, as well as rotating around it, following the smoke and the fire. The unnatural fire around it.
And I've never seen these in my 16 years of spacing. Okay. Marco. I'm whispering into the comm. Marco, I've never seen those things. Ever. Like, I don't know what the fuck they are.
Did they see us?
Hopefully not.
I'm scared too, but we have to keep moving.
We'll get there.
Just keep moving.
And he does.
Yeah, I'll follow. We're tethered, so you go, I go.
All right.
Dahlia
As you
whispers
make your way.
quietly to Niles, imitating the same hushed voice. Do you see something on the sensors? What they might be referring to? Is there anything out there?
And
with them?
I'll look at the sensors. Am I picking up stuff?
You're seeing them. They register as energy signatures more than life forms, but something else appears on the screens further out. Something that maybe Fahar and Marco see around a similar time as their vision is cleared from the darkness. You see what appear to be... You've seen these. They're not an unusual sight along the space lanes. They're more comforting than anything else most of the time, as they represent security that you're not going to... No pirates would ever tangle with a Legion warship as that's patrolling. They are 500-meter long behemoths brimming with weapons, artillery cannons, missiles.
And
you
as
get...
soon, Go ahead.
And they are approaching the ship full speed.
And you just hear a hushed whisper of like, son of a bitch. Dahlia,
Somebody smelled.
there's a Legion warship coming this way.
Oh,
She just goes, fuck. Marco, Fahar, Legion warship coming in. Let's get the fuck
we-
out of here.
Do we see
As
Those
you-
them
doors
coming?
open.
you can see the shapes coming. They're like silhouettes against the brightness here. And as you're doing that, you kind of get you're getting some static on your comms, on the general comms. Like you hear garbled messages. It's a human voice.
Fuck is that?
This is where I have to be. Are any of the voices or the voice recognizable at all to me at all?
It's a human. It's from what you can get. It's a human voice. It's getting scrambled. If you wish, you could make a sensors roll. See if you can scatter it. See if you can recompile it. Clear it out. Clear up get on the right frequency to block out whatever's garbling the transmission.
Yeah, I don't need to prepare the data meme for a bit, so I'll try and clear up this communication.
Mm-hmm.
The judge
so
says,
that's what, data gen, I believe.
Yeah, you can data gen.
Cool. So that's a bit for me. So 76. Let's go.
Oh my
Apparently
god!
Not.
Wow.
Fantasy Grounds.
It's
does
been
not
4
like us
rolls.
today.
It's been 4 rolls.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I feel like I should be trying to pray for more important things, like that data meme.
You never know.
This
Never
is
know.
important.
I know.
This is psychological warfare, Shauna. This is.
This is a hell ship, and you're going to hell. This is.
I mean, yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. This is kind of important. Yeah. I'll pray and try again, and hope that Fantasy Grounds doesn't screw us. Cool. That's a 6. That's 1 6.
6.
Okay.
All right.
Fahar
So
goes
you.
Finally.
Fahar
cleared
says
out.
to Marco, when we see this, Fahar says to Marco, the judge says that's not a rescue mission.
No, it's not Fahar. Someone smelled blood in the water.
You just hear over the comms. This is the Judge's Legion. You are trespassing. There will be no warning. Proceed further. We will. Sorry, this pause isn't part of it, but just my brain just like short it out. We will take custody of the ship. If you try and go further, stay on your course, we will fire. This is your last
Okay.
warning.
So we need to hurry this the hell up now, and
No,
I'll
So he's
pass
like,
that
Marco,
message straight
Fahar-
to Marco.
get back here. We'll take our chances with the meme pulse. Fuck it.
You-
We need to go.
So the second, Fahar and Marco, the second that you hear that from Della, you see these little light blooms. Few at first, then many more, come from these ships. As well as you kind of have to get your footing a little bit as you feel the Ganj-i-Sawai speed up faster than you thought it could speed up. It does whatever is piloting. It doesn't care.
Marco, Fahar, now.
You can't. We have to disengage the lock, even with the meme.
We're gonna
Fahar
get it.
starts working.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
with
gonna
him.
have. So you all are heading to the thing?
We are going to
To
try
the,
to open that lock. Yeah.
You gotta get the lock? Alright, cool. I'm gonna have to make... Alright. You're gonna have to... What is
Technology?
that roll? No. I mean, you're not even there yet.
I'm a little ways behind him.
You have to make a... Well, both of you. You're both... You're on the top, but you're not close to the... You're close to the... Make a dexterity roll.
Okay.
Both?
And Fahar, I'll give you a bonus for that. This is your...
Oh, yeah. Hold on. We're exo specialists. We get +2 to dexterity.
Right.
This is like second skin.
Quick question: Can he use talisman because of?
Yes, this is what those talisman things are for.
You've got Dahlia's talisman on you.
Don't die with it. Don't die with it.
Don't die with
It can be
it.
very sad.
Okay.
I made a talisman for you. I don't know if you've been to your quarters and not to get or not, but I made a talisman.
Is Eliab's
think I've
talisman
been-
helping you? Is it helping you?
Oh.
We'll see.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, so the exosuits give us -2 to dex, but then we make up for that with 0G training. We both have the same
Yep.
abilities. So we both have
Yep.
0G training, so that's a +2, and then the exosuit's another +2. So
Yep.
you and I both get +2 Fahar, and then any other
Fahar gets-
bonuses beyond that.
Fahar gets that plus as well. Extra dice.
Yep.
All right. This is
I
basically
gotta roll my
how quickly can you make it?
a dexterity roll, you said. Okay, so that is, I have 6 in that to begin with,
All right.
+2, plus a talisman. Why the hell not? So that is 9d6.
Please.
I mean, I would say you got it,
1-6.
but God. I mean, I would say
1-6.
that like you have it in the bag, but the last couple rolls have been like a little scary.
Yeah, 1-6. The rest are all crap.
And Fahar, you also got 1-6, right?
Yep. Exactly.
All right, so you're able to get to this hatch. Fahar, I'm going to have to. You're gonna have to make a mechanics roll on this to see how quickly you can get this thing opened up. Technology or whatever that.
Yeah, I have pretty good tech too. I can help you.
If you want, okay, I'll give you dice, extra dice for.
Okay.
How many extra dice? Or he rolls and I get plus dice for how many sixes?
Yes,
Or...
yes. How many
Yep.
sixes? Yep.
And
So
you-
Marco, let me make that roll.
And
Nope,
you also
but-
have a crit.
Oh, I have to make the
Fahar.
roll too.
Okay.
Yeah, make that roll. See if your help does anything.
Okay. So that for me is 5d6.
Mm-hmm. You'll get a bonus dice to whatever successes you have.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna burn a crit too.
Good. Excellent.
I'm gonna add one more to that. Okay, so let's see, buddy. What do I got for you?
Come on.
2 6s, my man.
Woo!
All right, you got those two. All right, good.
Okay.
All right. I will not jinx it. You can.
You're not gonna darkness point to
Oh my
honestly
God.
don't worry.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
No.
Unbelievable.
God.
All
Have you
right.
prayed
Jeez,
yet
I am.
before?
Ugh.
Wow. Have you said a prayer
Holy-
to whatever God
wow.
you talk to?
Jeez.
Now would be a good time for it.
How many
If you
dice? That
haven't
was
done
10,
so.
11. God.
That was 11 dice and no sixes.
Statistically, I think some of those should have been sixes.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well,
You gotta pray, man. You gotta.
oh man.
As I
Straight to the
look
icons.
up, I'm looking up, looking down, working the wrenches and whatnot, and
Come on, Fahar. Come on.
I'll be like, guys, come on, really? Is this where it all ends? I mean, Zoe's laying there, Dahlia, everyone, even Niles.
As you pray to your gods, Mark, I think as Fahar is busy trying to get the Marco, just like in this, like the light catches your eye. Those are 100% missiles and accelerated cannon blasts headed your way, and you know that Fahar needs to open this up, or things are going to go very, very bad. for you.
What do you think, guys? Use my crit. 2 more dice.
Yeah. Do everything
Balls
you
to the wall at
possibly
this
can.
point.
Use the crit.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
stop the gas.
Otherwise, this is going to be a
Oh
very
my
short
God.
One.
We got one. That's all we need. We got
Fantasy grounds, dice jail. You're going to
I
dice
have
jail.
never,
take
Our
the
virtual
entire
tabletop
program.
of
I have
choice.
never seen this. For me, this looks like, I'm pretty sure y'all can see this, but there's a wall of dice, and there are so little sixes
Yeah.
in like the last few rolls. It's frightening. I'm scared.
It's
I honestly
insane.
don't
If
want
we
you
were
to
rolling
die
D&D
in the
damage, that would be
vacuum.
pretty good. But
I mean, that would be good. All right, so Marco, you see these trails get faster and faster, and you know that these will come any second. And Fahar, you try, you as you pray for the clarity, for the resolve to get this thing. You make your hands work as they should. Opening, you get it open. There's about a 2.5 meter kind of corridor into the thing, getting to the controls, and you need to get in that ship. You need to get in that ship.
All right.
you first.
Let's see. And I just, dive in.
Yeah, and
Like
he dives
like a
in,
kid
and
in a swimming
and the
pool.
rope, like the rope between us, just yanks me into the tunnel.
Yeah. So you get there, and we will. You kind of jump in there. It's going to be a lot like that Independence Day dog thing. The dog just barely makes it.
Can I just say
but
there's like
before
there's a long tense moment of you guys hearing on the comms, me being like, Fahar, you gotta hurry, you gotta hurry, you gotta hurry. And then there is a silence and this is Marco, we're in.
and at
And
that
you-
moment,
heavy sigh of relief from Niall.
and at that moment, Eliab you get to the ship. You make your way
Okay.
up to the.
Do Dolly and I hear like the clanking of his boots coming on board the ship?
You probably do, unless Eliab
I
is
need
making
you to
any
trust-
sort of.
I don't need you to trust me now, Dolly. Give me
Are you being
a
sneaky?
gun.
I go up to the door as per normal to open it because I'm going to be going straight to where Zoe's stasis pod is.
Mm-hmm.
Dahlia would be slamming the doors, the ramp. She'd have been, as soon as she heard the boys' feet hit that ramp, she's already starting to close it, and looking at Niles and telling him, get the pre-checklist done. Get this thing ready to go. As soon as Marco's ass is in this seat, we take off. And she's doing whatever she can to get that ready as well. So I don't know if Eliab's able to slip in just behind Marco and Fahar or not. I'll let you tell me the timing of that.
At that moment, you see on the scanners, like, yeah, those the targeting and the missiles and the accelerated cannons on their way to the ship, imminent. As they get closer and closer and closer. This is a passenger vessel. This is not a military vessel. Anybody, Marco, you know, this amount of ordnance is going to utterly vaporize this ship.
Oh yeah.
As you both jump into the hatch and await, most likely death, you hear explosions. And whoever is looking at the sensors,
That would be me.
it looks like that smoke took form, put a shield around this ship, and blocked every one of those shots.
And he looks, you see, like very, like it's a weird mix of like shock and confusion. He's just like, what the fuck?
As you look further, the ship has accelerated to such a pace that you watch it get closer and closer and closer to these ships. And you are reminded of that battle you had with the Bajing. As the ship gets closer than accelerator cannon range, closer than any of that, as you see the ship just barreled down on the largest of the Legion vessels. This is going to be a collision.
Marco, are you on the ship?
We're inside the ship, Niles.
Get to the
hit
bridge now.
Dahlia will launch the ship. Marco can start piloting as soon as he gets his butt in the seat, but Dahlia's getting us the fuck out of here.
Oh, we're still in like an access hatch on the side of the Ganj-i-Sawai right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hatch
I
has
meant
not
that
been opened.
ship, the Ganj-i-Sawai.
Oh. Shit.
Wrong ship.
Run.
Sorry, should have been clearer. Over.
Run. We're gonna die if you don't.
Fahar, you have a few moments before this happens. Are you going to do anything? You're in the control panel. You have the panel in front of you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to. If the dice gods will allow, I will cut the lock open so they can open the door.
All right, I will. Well, this will be how fast. Might make that same mechanics roll.
I'll try to help
Like-
him if I can.
All 12
Yeah,
dice.
yeah, that same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Come on, Fahar.
So,
Let's see,
what did we do this as? What was the roll though? What type of roll? I don't recall.
Mechanics roll.
Okay, so like a
Technology.
Technology, yeah.
Okay.
Tech roll, yeah.
Tech roll. Gotcha. So I already burned my talisman, but I have 5d6. Might be able to help you.
I like the amount of dice that are being thrown. Not exactly
Another
liking the
two
amount of
sixes.
All right.
Hey.
All right.
So here goes.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Okay.
We got one. That's all we need.
Oh.
We got one.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
I can't even right now.
so many
Oh.
dice. How?
Fantasy Grounds does not like us today.
Oh, before I sorry, I maybe have overlooked this, but what was it? Amara came onto the ship and is
Oh yeah,
is
forgot about Amara.
coordinating with other ships. Would you tell her of the plan
Yeah.
to open the
Dahlia
door
would've
and
just- Dahlia would have just looked at her and said, "Sit down, shut up. I'll tell you if I need you."
I mean, have
she
you
had-
did you share the did you
Oh, we're
want to share the
getting the
plan
fuck
with
out.
everybody else?
Yeah, I would have told her, "Look, we're in the process of getting the fuck out of here. So just sit down, shut up, and I'll tell you when I need you."
So the other ships are aware of this plan, correct? Blast doors go down.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
All right, so yes, you do it just in time. You'll have a few. You've given the ships a few spare moments to leave, as you hear the rumbling of the underneath of the giant doors raising, and you see the same sky, the same stars that they did before. The redness, the smoky, the inky smoke, and so what's up? What's next for you?
I have a way. I think, Marco, that we can get back faster.
What do you got? Because I don't think we're gonna make it the way we came.
Do you know what a slingshot is? A bolos? Basically,
Yeah.
basically take your boots off. Well, unclick your magnets. I'll whirl you around with the rope, and I'll huck you and click my magnets off, and we'll spin.
Like
That's
a lot.
the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, but
Let's fucking do it. And
All
I
right.
double fist bump Bahar.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So, whoever's on the possibility can see. Yeah, you see the blast doors go down, and you're waiting for Fahar and Marco to come back. Correct?
Yep. As soon as they're on board, Dahlia is ready to punch it. She's got 1 foot on the clutch, 1 foot on the gas, and she's in neutral, and she's waiting to slam it into gear.
You
Marco
see
not missing a chance to gloat as soon as I know that the blast doors open. Marco gives a possibility. This is your pilot, Marco. You are clear for takeoff.
You hear a few of the captains chime in affirming that they're ready for this. A few of them are swearing to the icons at this moment because their ships are not able to start up. Like whatever damage that you may have been the lucky ones that didn't suffer any damage with whatever happened went through the portal. As Fahar and Marco are going to do this
Insane maneuver.
insane maneuver.
Look up you.
All right. How am I gonna do this? I didn't think I pushed you into such a desperate position when you're the slingshot yourself, but that's all right.
But it's so cool.
All right. We'll have Marco go first. We'll do the similar thing of Fahar is going to help you.
Okay. What type of role should we call this?
You know what?
Desperation.
I imagine that this could be force or pilot. This is more of a judging force versus like calculation to like do what you want. You're slingshotting, and that's something that all pilots know how to do.
Well, I'm just so glad you said pilot because it's something I can actually do.
Because you know what? Yeah, because you need to know you need to make that calculation of like how much force you apply
Yeah.
to gravity and hold.
Can we do it this way? Can I roll force and then whatever I get assists him and he'll say now and I'll let go and
Hell yeah.
Now that we're
Sounds
like
good.
now that we're full in the cat analogy, just how cats like land on their like feet. They twist a little bit to kind of adjust their trajectory to like squirrel through that too. But like that's how it's gonna work. So you have seconds before this thing happens. Well, not seconds. You have like a minute or two before like you need to get to the ship, and then immediately take off before whatever happens.
So you're saying we should hurry?
Oh yeah, 100%. You got like 5 minutes.
There you go.
Excellent.
So I can add 2 to my roll. Watch this somehow be comically bad. So that's
Please don't.
I have 3 in
Please don't.
3 in pilot, 5 in agility. So I get 10d6.
I will say
Bonus
that.
roll.
I will
bonus
say
dice
that like
for being 0G.
Yep.
Bonus dice.
I will say that you don't want to die in the harsh vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Shauna,
How
I just
often
don't
can
want
you
to
use
die. I don't know
talisman?
why you have to qualify it.
Oh,
You have a
it's a bad way.
You
It's
do-
a bad way.
you do still have a crit, and I don't know how often you can use talisman. So
Talisman is a one-time use. I am going to use a crit.
Okay, good.
So that's
Do
my
it.
last one.
It's a lot
So
of
that's
dice. A lot of dice, my friend.
13d6. 13d6.
I would say that you have it, but please make it.
5 6s.
Okay, you make that calculation. You kind of do that mental math. You have you have that muscle memory of being able to do. This is maybe something that they teach you also, in case that you're out.
In case you get spaced.
In case you get spaced, yes. This is like a last second. So yeah, you make that arc. And I will say with that amount of successes, Bahar doesn't have to make a roll to be on the other half of that slingshot.
Yeah. All right, so it's a Fahar goes first, and then it's a go.
Yeah, I'm swinging you, and then you say go, and I let you go, and then I just unclick my boots, and your trajectory takes us through the air.
I will say that
Wait,
this saved you. Marco's amount of 6 has saved you from some stuff because you managed to also stay out of sight of those things.
Ooh.
Because something dangling would have just... What's so delicious, you know? They can fly. Like, you managed to, like, match your... Kind of, like, through, like... Incredible, like, luck and piling. You managed to, like, stay on the blind side of, like, where those things are, like, rotating about. But you make it. And you see, right before you slingshot your way into the hangar and into the safety of the possibility, you see the Ganj-i-Sawai just barrel down on this heavily armored Legion ship. And you brace for whatever impact that this is going to be, as you would think that this warship would just tear this colony ship to pieces. It is the opposite. The Legion just shatters, crumpled. Like if you were to slam an egg on the floor, the thing just blossoms out around you. You feel the shudder of... You felt that. You feel the explosion from this, but the ship isn't. Your ship isn't crumpling, collapsing, facing a structural failure. It just went through the ship like it was nothing. And you see a few of the other well-prepped hangar ships just jut out. You see their engine trails flip out into the darkness as they leave. They were lucky ones that were able to be intact. But you see a swirling mass go toward them. Several swirling masses. And you see amorphous shapes, chaotic, infinitely black, sea urchin-ish shapes of smoke and darkness just converge on them. And you see what happens, what would have happened if that thing got close enough to your ship. It's like it's being eaten from the inside. There's no explosion. It is just consumed. And the same thing happens to one after another, after another. You see the other Legion ships fire on them. It's having no effect. As the Bajin swarm turns their attention to them, and they are as easily consumed as the ships were. As if their armor, their weapons, and their size made no difference to it.
We landed. Me and Vahar have landed in the hangar.
Yeah, you basically saw the early parts of this happening, and you see the rest of it happen through the hangar. Everyone else that's at this thing, at the bridge, you see this. Amara just goes white and she sees all this happen. Covers her mouth, and it's just like petrified for a moment.
Marco.
Marco,
Bahar. Where are you?
you hear a Marco's voice comes through the comm, kind of cracking.
You start hearing.
Nothing. It was all for nothing.
You hear the ship. The ships of the other hang. Just you hear the cacophony of panic yelling like, "What? Can't leave." And you see a few more try, and the same thing happens to them.
How do you want to die? On this ship? Or like that? Choose. We either sit here or we launch.
We're coming.
And
Come on.
Yeah.
Eliab, what are you doing at this moment? You may not have an idea what's happening other side the jostle. Or you may. You may just have an inkling that.
Somehow I think I've got a sneaking suspicion in the mystic forces in my head that I think I got an idea what's going on as I hurriedly walk towards the ship, knowing what I have to do to save not only Zoe, but myself and the crew as well. So I'm heading back to that ship as quick as I can to make sure that it doesn't take them.
And how are you doing that?
I'm walking as fast as I can to get there.
Oh, you're in the ship.
Oh, I'm in the ship now. Okay.
Yeah, you got in.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I had already gotten in or not. Well, first
No,
thing
you're in.
First thing I do is I go to Zoe's area. I want to make sure she's there. I want to make sure that what kind of condition Zoe's in.
Yeah.
To make sure she's in the kind of condition that the emissaries want her to be in, so she can be revived. And once I'm assured of that, I walk to the bridge. Actually, first I go to my cabin, go to my reliquary that I have the image in, open it up, and do a quick prayer of thanks and prayer for guidance from those who have sent me. I close it up and then I head up to the bridge.
Well, when Dahlia poses the whole, like, how do you want to die question, you just hear Niles just sort of murmur, I want to go out like at least I'm fighting, so a gun would be nice.
Pointed at anything other than a member of my... Pointed at anyone other... Pointed at a member of my crew? Sorry, brain not working.
I know, I've had
Pointed-
that so many times.
It's all the anxiety.
If you pointed at a member of my crew, it'll be the last shot you ever take, and she will hand him her pistol.
All right. After you
Is
do
the
that, I
preacher
guess.
included in that?
Oh.
No.
I will say that the order of getting on, because I imagine everyone's heading to the ship, the bridge, right?
Yeah. We got
The order is like, I guess Fahar and Marco will get there before Eliab, so you'll probably get there.
Yeah.
You
That
two
would
get
make
there, and then all right, and then you do that. You all are on the ship. You're all on the bridge. Eliab has Zoe.
What are you doing?
Zoe's the key to our survival. We gotta make sure this body is kept safe, and we gotta stay right where we are, or else everything that you value will be destroyed.
What are you talking about?
The emissaries have spoken. Zoe is not an AI. She is a being of mystical power far beyond anything that we could imagine. And she needs to be restored, but she can only be restored by them, and that's where we are headed right now.
And just
We
hear
have
the
to stay,
you hear the doctor's like, then he will doom us all.
I have no idea what's going on right now. But I know that we're all probably about to die.
If we stay here, will be your best chance of survival.
And how are we supposed to believe you with that?
Because I have just seen things that you could never imagine. I went through the jump outside of a stasis pod.
Can Dahlia hit the go button?
Did I hit the what?
Can Dahlia hit the go button?
On the ship?
Yeah, she's had this thing revving. All she has to do is take her foot off the clutch and slam it into gear.
Sure.
As soon as I see her doing that, I'm going to use my stop talent
Oh boy.
for doing so.
Oh, okay. How
All right, how's
does
that work?
That work?
Let me pull it up here real quick. I can stop.
Oh, Jeff.
This only it's hang on. I can stop an NPC. Must be.
Jeez.
Oh, it says I can stop an NPC. Okay, it's not going to work on her because she's not an NPC, is she?
No.
I'm going to look her straight in the eye and say, "You lift us 1 millimeter off of the deck of this thing, and you sentence all of us, if not the whole universe, to death."
I will say
Go ahead.
that. I will say that you can use it if everyone's okay with it. Do we
I'm gonna
want to
defer-
PvP this?
I'm
Do
gonna
we want to
defer
PvP
to-
this?
I'm going to defer to Cat.
I think
if it's a
that's more of
contested
cat
roll,
Huh?
contested
It will-
roll. If it's a contested roll, then
It will be a
Sure.
contested roll, and you will
That
know
sounds fair.
what,
That sounds
and
fair
you
to
will
me.
know
Alright.
what's happening.
Okay.
As
Single
as
die?
long as everyone's cool with it.
That's
Yep.
that's fine by me. Single die.
Yep.
D6.
What are we rolling?
We will.
Just high roll on a d6.
Hi. Yes, let's do
Mystic
it.
powers or mystic powers?
Yes, actually, yeah,
His
Mystic
mystic
Powers
power-
is like,
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
All right.
His mystic
think
against
he's-
my mystic.
I think
Okay.
Eliab's
Oh yeah,
got
I
the
know
edge
he's
in
got
that
more
one.
dice. I just have to.
You have 2.
I
You have
two
the
mystic
help.
power dice.
No, so you have 2 extra now.
Oh. Oh, okay.
3, 4. So just my mystic
Okay.
powers. I don't add the empathy. Do I add the empathy to that as well?
Yes, you add all that.
Okay. Full 9. Okay.
You have.
And because it's so important, I'm going to throw in my crit. Do I
All
get
right.
1 or 2? Is it 1 or 2?
And
with
I'm
the
going to
crit?
use my
It's 2.
talisman.
Talisman, and I am going to. The doctor actually is going to help Dala this. Oh boy.
All right. All right. So how many do I get
One extra dice.
with the, how many extra dice do I get with the crit? I can't remember.
2.
Is it just 1? 2? Okay. So that means I
2.
get 11.
Dala, you get 2 extra.
Okay, so I've got my 6 plus 1 for the talisman, which gives me 7,
Oh, okay, and an
And
extra
then-
one. You get the help from your
and an extra one. Okay.
your guardian.
Okay, so I get a total of 8.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
Okay.
Got 2 6s.
I have
Oh.
1 success.
Oh.
I have 2.
I mean, you could always.
I've already prayed.
We prayed? Yeah, that's yeah.
I have already prayed.
All right.
I have one, like, in terms of visual for me here.
That
When Eliab uses that stop talent, do I see anything happen here? Like, does he raise? Basically, from my perspective, does it look like he's casting a spell? If I'm comparing it to like D&D or something.
You feel you feel it. It's more like it's not a spell per se. It's you get that feeling when that thing was compelling you. That's mostly what it's a subtle feeling, but like it's you feel the hairs on your back of your neck just rise, and you have that feeling.
As soon as I feel that,
Mhm.
I take out the pistol and point it at Eliab. The judge is an icon. Her followers, her jury. Now stop before one of her followers becomes an executioner.
Ooh.
and you see Dahlia, who is trying to launch and frozen and just her face twisted as if she's screaming silently in frustration and exertion, trying to break through, but unable to break through this compulsion, and just kind of frozen, locked in the pilot's seat with her hands
Yeah.
on the controls.
And Eliab
Niles.
looks at Niles right in the face and replies, "This is bigger than the judge. This is bigger than the faceless ones. This is bigger than all of the icons.
I want you to the roll
We
off.
have to stay here."
If you're intent on shooting,
My intent's
You're
on
gonna
shooting him.
all right. Roll.
I want to
Roll,
get that power glove on there, buddy.
Roll the initiative,
gonna-
but I'll have Eliab roll 3 instead of 1.
Oh, good.
He's using the power. You're just trying to pull a gun.
Yeah.
So it's Miles, you get 1.
Okay.
I get
Eliab, you get 3.
3 dice.
3 dice. Yep.
With my
Oh
whopping
my
plus
God.
1 from my gun, 3. So I mean,
All right. 1 success versus 2. You feel the pull of that trigger. You feel the kickback. And Eliab, you see the flash. But you were quicker. And it stops. And whatever power allows you to do, you have free reign to do. So what does that do exactly?
What's that?
uh,
Oh,
The
sorry.
stop time.
Go ahead.
How long does it last?
Let me look it up here real quick. Let's see. It doesn't specify time, just means I stop the action from happening.
well, because
You have a
but
moment.
I have.
Hmm?
I'm trying to figure out. Okay, stop talent. Interesting. Okay.
You have a minute. What do you do?
I step out of the way and I go to Niles and I pull the gun out of his hand.
You pull it. When you pull it, you have a little bit of the discharge from it to pull with it, like you're pulling it through like molasses, but it gives, and you have the gun. And you have Zoe. What do you do?
I take the gun, walk over, set it at my spot. Then I go to my seat in the captain's chair and I sit down and say, "And now we wait." Then I reach down, put the glasses back on.
And that's where we'll stop for tonight. Penultimate episode. We got some. It is in a way more dire place than I actually thought. This is. I thought.
What are you?
What is happening? This is. Oh. God, that question for Dr. D&D, Dr. RPG is gonna be so. Oh. No.
Hey, Colin, I think I've gone beyond John the Baptist mode.
I think so, yeah.
This is verging into like Jimmy Jones territory, and I'm scared.
You should be scared, very scared. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Thanks, my crew, for being awesome and just moving through some. Like, I am also very stressed out by that. I didn't expect it to go there. Oh, we got some.
I didn't know either.
Before we end this and go into the final, then we'll check in with our crew. How are you doing? How do your characters feel, and where can we find you? We'll start the same way we started with Kat. How are you doing?
Nope, still over 100 beats per minute. Shaking a little. No, I'm all right. No, it's that was one of. I've been playing for 5.5 years or so, and I will say that is one of the most intense sessions I've ever been through. That was incredible. Thank you, Shauna, because for all the stress of being put through the ringer like that, that's why I play, is to be put through the ringer. And you did it. Yeah. That was beautiful. It was well balanced, masterfully played off in maintaining the tension. God, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Surprised me so much. My God.
This is, guy. I'm looking at my fellow players here, and and I love you all so much. And that was, thank you, because none of what happened in this session would have been possible without each one of you just giving 110%. And I love you so much for that. You make this so good, so good. I'm looking forward to next week so much. Not really. Yeah, kind of. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm a cleric of Cord. I'm on Twitter, not very much lately, but I am there every now and again. You can find me in the Encounter Roleplay Discord. Next time you'll see me will be this Sunday, coming up 3 p.m. Eastern for our meat grinder. We are raising money for I have it here somewhere. Hold on, let me pull that up. National Black Justice Coalition. So please come out, watch us, watch Colin Kelly from Dust, and run a bunch of our community members through a meat grinder. It's going to be great. For those of you who have known me for a while, yes, I'm playing Ermagerd. So it'll be fun. And then I'll see you next week here on Tuesday. I love y'all.
Thank you so much. I mean, I can't wait. I'm going for that. Meat Garden's gonna be so much fun. And next, Marco, you good pilot into the ship and out of the ship. You saved Fahar and yourself from probably getting hit by debris or getting eaten by terror demonic manta ray. So, but now we're in the ship.
I don't want to talk to you right now, Shauna. I'm a little. I think we're fighting right now. So, I'm a little out of. Oh my God. So
Fantasy
it's-
Grounds. Did you not? You do any? Fantasy Grounds was mean as hell today.
It was Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, was mean as hell today. I made a joke a couple weeks ago. No, it wasn't a joke. It was serious, but it was only semi-serious in tone. It was before the blind portal jump back in episode 3. I think that was episode 3. And there was a moment in that where before we did it, I just aped a line from Star Trek. And I said, you know, it's been an honor serving beside all of you before we did that. And I said that at the time, and it was just, I'm spitting out a sci-fi line. Tonight, when me and Fahar got in the exosuits and went outside, I legitimately thought we were going to die out there. I saw no way we were going to make it back to this ship in time, although I didn't see the fucking slingshot coming. That was cool as hell.
I did not know that either. That was cool.
I legitimately thought we were going to die, and when I said goodbye to Kat and said goodbye to Spence and everybody, I really thought this was the last time I was going to be playing with you guys in this game. And when I gave Dahlia the talisman that Marco made, I said this in our private chat, but I did a little, got you a little something, I should go, and that wasn't acting. I was actually about to cry because I really thought we were all about to go die. That was so beautifully painful, and I'm so grateful for it, but I just want to hug all of you right now. This is like really rough. Oh, I'm Colin at Colonomicon. Find me on Twitter. See me here next Tuesday and watch. I don't know. Just I can't self-promote right now. I'm too depressed. Come see me on and go join the Encounter Roleplay Discord. Everyone there is really cool. I'll chat your ear off there. But for now, I need some time alone.
Oh my god. Oh, thank you. And Eliab, what's happening? I don't know what's gonna happen next time. Damn. Great. I love. How you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there right now. A little. But as soon as I saw that I'd miswritten, it said NPC on the top. I said, "Oh, great! My master plan has just gone kaput." But right now it's fun. Right now it's fun because I'm trying to run the balance walk the fine line between saint and heretic, and it's not easy. And a lot of it is perception as much as anything else. So I'm kind of having some fun now trying to balance the overall scheme of things, but along with keeping the people I care about alive at the same time. Hey, it's getting interesting, but it's going to be nerve-wracking to see, because the biggest thing I worry about is, am I misreading things? And if I do, then I'm putting all of my crew at risk as well. But I guess that's in your hands, madame. But otherwise, you can catch me Thursday nights. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing yet. I don't think I'm going to be doing my Skyrim serial for now. I may be doing something else role-play oriented, and Saturday will be the return of Grappler's Keep, where number of GMs, DMs, and RPG players across the Twitch universe meet in our WWE 2K20 universe in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. It'll be our last stream before our pay-per-view, and it's going to be, let me just say, it's going to be a very interesting pay-per-view if things go the way if I can get things set up the way I'm wanting. So be sure to tune in for that. Otherwise, Cancer Cleric by day, RPG Fanboy by night. You'll see me in Discord or anywhere else.
Thanks. And Fahar came in clutch,
man.
got those doors open, helped each other survive.
The slingshot was the coolest.
Death, yes.
All credit to you for that idea, because that was the
It was
coolest thing.
I heard you. I was taken aback because I was just like, I pushed them so far. I'm trying to slingshot.
You raised the stakes.
I'm like, oh no.
Well, and it was one of those things where, as we were going, so kind of a method player, and so I see the scene, and I was like, how the fudge, are we gonna get back? And then I thought, oh, yeah, we're attached by a rope and physics in space. And my brain just started, I'm like, boom, boom, like a hammer throw, and just like Thor's hammer, you know, go flying after the weight that pulls you through. And so that's where it came from. But
Dude, it's canon that you and me, we just don't have that. We had to after that.
Yeah. Cat just got me in chat, in our Discord chat. Oh my god. Anyway, poor Fahar is so screwed up right now because Eliab just basically said that he's gonna bring Zoe back to life. And so, oh my God, talk about civil war, but he just saw them were going to fly away, and no, you're going to shoot him, and not, why, oh, he's so screwed. He's so,
Y'all did such a good job. You came back so triumphantly.
Yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, it'll be, oh, I got heartburn. Yeah, we're just fudged. Anyway, we got a week to de-stress, and then we're back at it again. So I love you guys. I love this game. Next thing I got going on is this Thursday. I'll be playing a brand new character over on Indoor Adventures channel, Gurk Helm Crusher. He's been described as the unrealistically handsome bugbear. And so we'll be playing over there 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, check out Greybeard Tavern. That's me. Go Niles.
Yeah. Niles is now, I guess, through crisis, part of the crew.
Yeah.
No longer the one we're got pointed at, so that's good.
Yeah. Wow. I think that was probably the one RPG. I don't think I've ever been stressed so much, so many separate times in one RPG session just ever. Because I'm sitting here like, Niles is probably gonna die, and that's fine. But like, as soon as this little time stop thing ends, is in my head, Niles had the gun pointed directly at Eliab's face, or like his temple or something. And so when he comes back and nothing happened, Niles is going to be pretty damn scared.
It's going to be frightening. Nothing scarier than like having a gun and just like, not in my head.
Yeah. And, man, I had some good stuff with Marco tonight, and I was super happy. Because as soon
You
as
earned it.
I was like holding back tears as soon as Marco said, "I believe you," and I'm like, it's the closest thing to trust he's gotten this entire time, and like,
Yeah.
Somebody's showing him kindness, and he's just like super overwhelmed from it, and so am I.
Yeah,
But anyways, I'm Spence the Old Taco on Twitter. That might change here soon because I was going to change it, but then I didn't want to stress out Charlie, so I'm leaving it as it is for now. But I'm at Spence the Old Taco on Twitter, and I think, 2 weeks from tomorrow, Colin, will be having our first session of a Monster of the Week campaign,
Yeah.
and I'm super excited for that.
We'll keep you.
So-
Hopefully by next week we can tell you where we'll be streaming. We're trying to figure out the streaming situation right now, but yeah.
Yeah, that's my stuff.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for everyone that was watching. I am Shauna. I'm Flying Service on Twitter, where I have all my art and where I'm playing. You'll probably see me next. Actually, on the on Wandering DM's channel for Black Flag. It's Powered by the Apocalypse game where I'm playing a demon-possessed witch, and I think it's probably going to go the similar way. Like, my demon wants to be free, and I'm a monster. I'm a terrible monster. And I will also be on the meat grind on Sunday as well. So I'll be bringing Lynette, my cat shifter wizard, and I'm going to be maybe a little ill-advised with wearing makeup and fangs. So we'll see. You're gonna put in thanks. I need to talk a lot today, so that looks hard. But yeah, thank you, thanks everyone. Thanks my players who. Thank you for being cool, being awesome, putting so much into it, and thank you, Chaos Chorus, for having the we've been able to have the event. That's where the ship came in. The terrible ship things. And yes, and especially tomorrow for the streams that are happening on this channel, all bits and subs, all donations are going to Rain charity for tomorrow. And what was it? Yes, and thank you everybody watching. Thanks for everyone that watched on YouTube. Give us a comment if you like what you see. And next, we will be raiding Cobalt Press. Our friends are playing awesome games.
Ooh.
In a second. But thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for commenting. Everything you do. And the cats know everything. They know where the darkness between the stars dwell. Good night.